Welcome to Like and Subscribe Kitchen. I'm Josh. Today I'm going to show you how I make a vinaigrette. Before we get started though, I have a couple of opinions to share on the quality of the oil and vinegar involved. When you only have a couple of ingredients in a recipe, it makes sense to use a higher quality of those ingredients. There's quite a range in quality within red wine vinegars, white wine vinegars. The range is a little smaller with balsamics. That tends to be a little bit better. Though this is also an opportunity, instead of vinegar, you could read that as acid and use lemon juice instead. The oil, I do typically use olive oil, though there are plenty of neutral oil alternatives, or even sometimes if it's appropriate, I'll use a nut oil, a hazelnut or walnut oil, make a really nice dressing, really depending on the other flavors you have going on, what your end goal is in mind. But to begin with, the basic ratio that I think works best is 1 part of the acid to 3 parts of oil. Once you have that down, the rest of it is yours to play with. With a simple vinaigrette like this, without an additional emulsifier, I will often just add the ingredients straight to a squeeze bottle, and then all you need to do is shake it vigorously and apply it to your salad, and you're done. If I'm making a larger batch and I need to store it for some time, I will usually use an emulsifier, generally Dijon mustard. Regardless of what you're putting in the vinaigrette, what additional flavors, whether you're using an emulsifier or not, the way to do it is to start with the vinegar and add the flavors to that, including any salt and pepper that you're going to use. The simplest way to do it is a slow drizzle in, and you'll see that's nicely emulsified. And the way to test the flavor on it isn't to just dip your finger or a spoon in there, but take a piece of the lettuce that you're going to be dressing. But you get the acid, you get the olive oil flavor. But again, I would use that to dress the salad that I'm eating right away. Like, this is a very good, just immediately right before dinner kind of thing to make. As I often do, if I want it prepped beforehand, I'm going to need to use an emulsifier. In this case, almost always Dijon mustard. But to change the flavor from the one that I already made, this time I'm going to use lemon juice, another good acid to use. And another flavor that I like, there's some finely minced shallots in there as well. The general guideline is to use a teaspoon of the emulsifier for every tablespoon of the acid that you use. So in this case, 1 teaspoon of Dijon to 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So I'll start by mixing the Dijon right into the vinegar. And then, again, slowly add in your oil. So once again, I will use a bit of whatever it is I'm dressing to taste the vinaigrette itself. And this time I think that could use some more acid, so I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice to it. Don't need a whole lot. Now that's a good balance of the bright citrusy lemon and the earthier olive oil. One other thing I'd like to show you quickly is how I dress the salad itself. The impulse is to just pour the dressing directly onto the lettuce, but there is a better way. Find a bowl big enough that it contains it and pour the dressing around the outside. Remember, you can always add more, and then just toss the lettuce. What you're looking for is the lettuce to be evenly dressed, which that seems to be right there. and you don't want a large pool of vinaigrette at the bottom. If you get that, next time, use less. And that's it. That's how I like to dress my salads. Thanks for watching.